Hey everybody, it is Maddie here with Altcoin Buzz with you on this Friday, and I hope you are having a good one. Today we're going to take a look at a few different stories, including Mr. Jack Dorsey, who said some positive things about Bitcoin while he was on a recent Joe Rogan podcast. We'll take a look at some positives in terms of research and development, what that could mean for cryptocurrency. We have prominent people saying that the crypto winter is coming to an end because of fundamentals. And all this talk about Bitcoin, you got to ask yourself, do you understand really what it is? Go back a couple of weeks to this piece and highlight work by Chris, who's asking, what is Bitcoin? This is a beginner's guide. And if some of you can avail yourselves of this information, hey, there's no shame in that. New people are coming into the space all the time. We'll also have a quick update on Samsung, the Galaxy S10, which is dropping today, March 8th. We'll let you know what the latest news is as far as that goes. But in this most recent turn of events here, we're on investing.com. Economic historian Niall Ferguson, he's been saying that the crypto winter will not turn out to be a complete delusion. He's kind of reversing course here, at least in terms of going against some of his previous statements. So British economic and financial historian Niall Ferguson says that cryptocurrencies will not turn out to have been a complete delusion as he had once assumed. Quote, I was very wrong to think there was no use for a form of currency based on blockchain technology, Ferguson is reported to have said. Notably, as of last month, he also sits on the advisory board of algorithmic stablecoin issuer Ampleforth. Again, here's the complete quote. I don't think this will turn out to be a complete delusion. The historian is further reported to have questioned whether fiat collateralized cryptocurrencies will ultimately create a new form of money, the AFR erroneously proposing Bitcoin as an example of such fiat-pegged coins. I don't think personally we should be investing too much faith in the opinions of a financial historian. I can respect the man. I can respect him as a scholar, but no, I don't get my opinions about blockchain from financial historians. Sorry. It doesn't surprise me in the least that he's coming around. It's just a matter of time till everybody does. We'll wait now for Nouriel Roubini and perhaps Paul Krugman. I think those will be the next two in line after Mr. Ferguson. Also covered here on Mickey.com, economic historian who dismissed Bitcoin admits he was wrong. Is there anything better than seeing public figures eat crow and have to swallow their words after making big bombastic statements that you just know are ludicrous? I love it. World-renowned economic historian Niall Ferguson thought Bitcoin was a complete delusion when his son first suggested buying some 5 years ago. Oh, that was an unfortunate opinion to have formulated 5 years ago. But now he admits he was very wrong and believes the future of Bitcoin is bright. He says it's significant that since the high, the price of a Bitcoin still remains far above its lows. Quote, Bitcoin is a bit like an option on digital gold, he added. If you want to read more about this, as always, we're going to link to the articles below. In some other positive news here, we're on ccn.com. 3 core fundamentals behind Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey's forecast of a massive Bitcoin revival. He's said some pretty bullish things lately. Jack Dorsey, the billionaire CEO of Twitter and Square, foresees a strong future ahead for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency sector. On a podcast called Tales from the Crypt, my mistake, it wasn't Joe Rogan this time, Dorsey revealed that he maximizes the $10,000 Bitcoin purchase limit on Square Cash to acquire the dominant cryptocurrency. Jackie boy, there he is, dollar cost averaging. All right. Jack can single-handedly push Lightning on Bitcoin. As an investor in Lightning Labs, Dorsey is driven to lead the Lightning Network to success. He talks about it all the time, in fact. He has reaffirmed that Square, the $31 billion payments giant, will adopt the Lightning Network in the near term, and when it does, Dorsey could single-handedly push the adoption of the second layer scaling solution. Wouldn't that be great? And here's what Brian Kelly said about that particular possibility. Quote, and as the part of the Bitcoin network called the Lightning Network, he has said it is only a matter of time, not if, but when that Lightning Network comes to the Square app. That Lightning Network allows you to transact very easily at stores, and that again could be another catalyst. Billionaire investors, including Jack Dorsey and Tim Draper, are continuously expressing optimism towards the long-term growth and survivability of cryptocurrencies. Now, does he have a horse in the race? Of course he does. He's the man behind Square. I believe he's also the man behind the Cash App. So it's to his advantage to be able to push and promote this kind of stuff. But nonetheless, I like the kind of stuff that he's talking about. Obviously, he's a very high-profile public figure. So the more of this we see, the better, at least in my opinion. Let us know what you think about that in the comments below, especially if you disagree. Now on newsbtc.com, how Bitcoin price could go higher because of increased R&D, that being research and development, of course. Enough with institutional investments. Bitcoin price may also surge higher because of an active research and development community. At least that's according to a study by Electric Capital. The San Francisco-based crypto asset management firm found that the number of developers working on public blockchains has doubled since 2017. As of January 2017, there were a total of just under 2,200 developers working across the public coin project. That number increased to nearly 4,400 by the end of January 2019. Quote, the number of monthly active developers fell 4% while the markets fell more than 80%, said Avishal Garg, the co-founder of Electric Capital. Developers who entered the crypto ecosystem have continued to build despite market conditions. And it looks like Ethereum has been more active than Bitcoin during that time. As per Electric Capital, Ethereum attracted the biggest developer team, averaging 99 unique participants every month to build the core protocol. And at the same time, Bitcoin came a distant second by drawing an average of 47 developers per month. Developer activity is bullish. Independent research published in 2017 found a direct relationship between development activity and positive weekly returns. Scholars Xia Wang and Jean-Philippe Vergne noted that an increase in crypto development activity by one standard deviation was giving 9% weekly results. Quote, by using for the first time a unique measure of innovation potential, we find that the latter, developer activity, is in fact the most important factor associated with increases in cryptocurrency returns. That's according to Vergne, an associate professor at Ivy Business School in Canada. Continuing on the theme of positivity here, also on newsbtc.com, BKCM CEO says that the crypto winter is coming to an end because Bitcoin fundamentals are turning positive. The fundamentals are very strong. It's hard to argue that point. So Brian Kelly, who frequents CNBC as Fast Money's blockchain insider, noted, by many measures, the cryptocurrency winter has begun to thaw. He explained that under the hood, there's much going for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So first, Kelly remarked that the growing number of Bitcoin addresses should have some enthused, as that indicates continued usage of blockchain networks amid trying times. Secondly, he drew attention to the arrival of endowments, pensions, and other institutions who have begun to double down on their involvement in the industry. And finally, he drew attention to the fact that Jack Dorsey, as we just discussed, has explained that eventually Square will have integrated the Lightning Network in some capacity, and that is a huge step toward mass adoption. Now, all this talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and blockchain every day, we realize that people are constantly coming into the space. And let's be honest, there's a lot of technical jargon in this field, all kinds of acronyms you have to learn, a bunch of technical stuff. Even if you're not on the programming side of things, it is a little bit technical, and there are some topics that are more challenging than others if you're coming at them for the first time, and there's no shame in that. So this is something that Chris has put together recently on altcoinbuzz.io, just from a couple weeks ago. What is Bitcoin? A very simple question, and we have here a beginner's guide for any members of the Altcoin Buzz army that may not be completely up to speed. Maybe you've entered the space recently and this is for you. In a nutshell, Bitcoin is a decentralized platform of trust with which money is the first application built upon it. At the end of the day, Bitcoin is not necessarily an asset, or at least it wasn't designed by necessity to be that way. That's the way things gravitated. But if you want to learn more about what is Bitcoin, Chris takes us through the history going back over 10 years now to the original white paper, to the original block that was first mined by Satoshi Nakamoto. Whether that was his real name or her real name or just an alias, we're not sure. You can read about the white paper. It's only only 9 pages if you want to go back and check that out. It's linked to in this article. Chris talks about the fundamental features and characteristics of money. What makes something a currency? What makes something valuable in the first place? What does Bitcoin have in terms of advantages over traditional money? How many people use banks around the world? And for those that are unbanked, how would they benefit from the advent of cryptocurrency, from the revolution that is blockchain? Bitcoin is just like the early internet. There are, of course, a lot of parallels. Maybe you've heard some of them by now, but you can read more about what Chris has to say about this. And in closing here, in the words of Andreas Antonopoulos, quote, Bitcoin isn't just money. And if that is all you see, then you are missing the point. It is a decentralized, trustless platform that allows for the transfer of value across the world. Money is just the first application. So if you're a level 1 student on cryptocurrency and blockchain and Bitcoin and you want to learn more about it and you're in a hurry to do so, this is a resource that we would highly recommend. And hey, maybe you just want to brush up on your knowledge. Some of us all have to sharpen our skills now and then. Check out this article. We're going to link to it, of course, in the description below. And last bit of news today, guys, on the day that the Samsung S10 Galaxy S10 rather is dropping. A little bit perhaps of an unfortunate update, but it seems, at least according to U.Today, that the Samsung S10 will support only Ethereum and will have no place for Bitcoin. This is a surprise twist. The new Galaxy S10, which was reported to support Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ERC20 based tokens, now reveals Ethereum support only. This is a surprising one. An unexpected curve. Photos and other details that reached the media later on said nothing new regarding the crypto coins the phone would support. However, now the early release version studied by YouTuber going by the name of Crypto Jorozu proves that the new smartphone supports only Ethereum without the major Bitcoin cryptocurrency. If you guys want to read more about this on U.Today, this is still fresh news. I'm kind of waiting on confirmations at the time that this video is being made, to be honest with you guys, but that would be a little bit disappointing in my opinion, especially given the fact that there is competition out there for Samsung. It's not the S10 rather, is not the only blockchain smartphone. It had the potential to be the greatest and the biggest, but this, at least in my opinion, means that it's taking a hit in terms of its functionality. Let us know what you think about that in the comments below. As always, guys, do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media. Check out our website, which is always changing, always being updated, altcoinbuzz.io. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Check out our last couple of videos right about here. I wish you the best of luck, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, if you choose to invest on this Friday. Have a great start to your weekend, a great evening, a great morning, whatever it may be, wherever you are in the world. And we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.